when you're out of hearts, you could just start over again. Anyway, stream's back up.
Damn.
Gotta wait for the, like,
Oh, I have a sliver of health left. Yep.
Yeah, we're back. Taking the stream down brought the dropped frames down to 37%. The stream is still experiencing issues.
Well, I died.
Rip. I mean, you come back right immediately.
I don't understand why my truth bullet is the wristwatch.
Mm-hmm. Can you switch between them?
No, it wouldn't let me do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what happens when you get it wrong. Everybody just loses.
Yup. Yeah, okay, there's still a lot of frames dropping. I don't know how to fix that issue. So... I don't know. Hopefully next time it's... Oh! It just jumped from 37 to 71.
Oh. But how do you really feel?
I'm not going to scream as loud as I can because I have neighbors. But if I didn't, trust me, I can stream very loud. Okay. Will this help? To 73%. I'm just gonna put my model on screen, or not, my like PNG on screen for now, and hope that less movement makes this better. And if it does, then
Oh, that is not what I meant to hit.
If need be, maybe I... Oh, hey! without the model around, the number of dropped frame, like the dropped frame percent is still 66%.
So that didn't do anything?
No, it definitely did something. It's just that like there are big problems happening right now.
That was what I was supposed to do. See, like I just straight up misheard you, and I thought you said 86 dropped frames, and I'm like, that's worse, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I am just clearly like I clearly didn't hear you because of everything I was trying to do with that stupid fucking minigame.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see how much this gets better if I don't have the game on camera or the game on stream.
Did it do anything?
I have to wait to see.
Oh.
Right now I am streaming literally a, like, static image. So at this point, if it does nothing, as long as the sound quality is fine, this fucking works. Static image in chat, but chat is just having it chat just amounts to messages popping up. That's not a ton of movement.
But there were 2 announcements. Is somebody gonna bring that up? Does nobody remember?
Weren't there 3? Or am I misremembering?
There weren't 3 announcements, but there were the death screen played 3 times.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking of. Oh, sweet, if I don't have my model up, I can play Arknights while streaming.
So the answer is yes.
I imagine this part of the stream
blind.
isn't going to get high viewership.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. This happened last time too, so maybe I need to look into like Wi-Fi stuff.
Which means that Hifumi was alive. Okay, Togami, why did you pretend that you didn't hear the second announcement, you fool? First time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room, and the second time was when both bodies were discovered. Because I thought it was just after Hifumi came back to life, but that was incorrect. Chaotic neutral incarnate. This is correct. Dun dun dun. This is where the trial is gonna start to unfold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is she gonna say? Oh, never mind. With that tone, I thought she was gonna say something like suggestive, and I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was trying to think of how I could turn that into a homophobic gay joke, and I didn't have anything.
She has plenty of moments like that you don't need to make those jokes yourself.
Yeah. You keep saying that, Celeste.
Oh hey, dropped frames are down to 57% on a literally static image. Reset PC? I'll do that after the stream. Like, at this point, what is happening is what is happening. Like, having to fully reset my, computer and everything, it's just like... Doing that whilst during a stream sounds bothersome.
Is everything that's happening to your stream somehow a metaphor for the Class 3 trial itself?
This started fine and slowly just getting worse.
Sounds more like the Chapter 2 trial.
Yeah. No, that didn't start fine.
Yeah, you're right. Implying that Chapter 2 started fine. It was never fine. Although I do think, if the matter of the handbook, I think it would be hilarious if Leon's handbook just kept being a recurring plot point.
Yeah, people just kept stealing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chapter 2 is pretty shitty. But Chapter 2 is good for exactly one reason, and that reason is Seo. Seo is like the light in the darkness that is Chapter 2.
Show is very good.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying Hifumi was a magical girl?
No. Definitely not.
Cursed take. the real plot twist is that there's another character who wears glasses. This is what the game has been building to.
Kyoko wears contacts.
Exactly. Exactly, Naegi-kun. Oh, so you're saying maybe... Okay.
Copious corpse.
That's a lion.
Yeah.
But why would he be pretending to be dead? That's an interesting question.
Why indeed?
Oh, that it all comes together. It's also blood packets, but everything is pink, so my brain was just like, well, it couldn't have been blood packets because they would be red. But that is censorship.
Yeah. I don't think calling it censorship is really right. It's style.
Well, I mean, it's style. I don't think it being stylistic necessarily means that it's not there to... Because, like, it is done for the sake of the rating, but
like,
it's
maybe still, like, a part of the game.
Strong word, but...
Like, censorship is like when JoJo blood gets, like, blacked out on half the screen.
Yeah, true.
This isn't censorship because it is part of the game that they worked in. And, like... it continues to be a thing.
Are they saying that Hifumi moved the body?
Fun fact, the anime, Danganronpa 3, the anime, takes place in 2 parts. One of those parts has pink blood, the other has red.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird.
But why would he have moved the body? Was Hifumi also an accomplice? And he got betrayed?
Maybe he was just really depressed and wanted to die. How does how do class trials work with suicide? That was harder to say than it should have been. Like, if someone just kills himself, who is the blackened?
What? But then what about Robo Justice?
So you kind of guessed this, right?
I mean, I got the part about Hifumi being alive, right?
Yeah.
I didn't guess that he was the one who moved the body.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's the one who wiped off his own glasses.
Yeah. The single biggest fact. Oh, the piece of paper. Yeah, but then the question would be, why did he take it off of his body only to die with it? Because somebody killed him? Okay. This game's attempts at humor sometimes work, and then sometimes it's just like, huh.
Yeah. Yeah. To respond to chat, because Future having red blood is definitely, like, weird. Like, I get, like, it's trying to set that tonally apart from the other arc. But it does, just, like, end up feeling weird. Yeah, Future Arc is, like, it's trying to be more, like, gritty, even as far as Danganronpa is concerned. It's a lot more serious, and, like, I like it. I think its tone is overall good, but the choice to have it be, that kind of choice just kind of does feel weird.
Do I waste a heart on finding out what Hifumi's pants leads to?
Do you want to? And yeah, it definitely succeeds at being more serious.
What?
Ray, I agree. Like, Danganronpa 3 Future, like, it works well.
Even if there are, I'm sure they're not here in the school. So she doesn't deny that there could be.
Yeah.
Wait, what am I saying? I need to calm down. No, pants people. That's who committed the murder. Okay, so it even only cost me half a heart. It didn't even cost me a full heart because I get it back.
Mm-hmm.
I need to probably do more of those. Like, just throw a heart on a joke answer.
Yeah, they can be fun.
Actually, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting, TikTok didn't exist when this was made. And I realized that it's spelled like actual TikTok, not the app.
Did you realize that before you started speaking?
No, yeah, I noticed that before, but I still was like, I'm gonna say this anyway.
Okay.
TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi?
This is Alice in Wonderland, I believe. Now I'm getting flashbacks to, like, the 5-year period where Gritty Alice... No, those were like 7 years, where Gritty Alice... Fuck, no. There was just a decade a while ago where Gritty Alice in Wonderland was, like, the thing. That was just what everyone was into. For some fucking reason.
I want to know what Genociders' nicknames are for all the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. That's only one of them, though. There were also that, there's that video game. I never played it, because it was just, like, a bit before my time at the age. I wasn't the age that, like, could be playing a game, like that at the time. But there was that video game that had a sequel. There was also a book series about, like, what if... that boiled down to what if Alice in Wonderland was a war and, like, serious things were happening. Which, like, that, I think, actually, like, kind of worked in the same way that, like, the expansive universe of Wizard of Oz can work. That it's like, this isn't the same sort of story as Alice in Wonderland. It's doing something else with the universe. But not in an extended universe sort of way. Just a, like, we have this world, let's tell stories in it. The number of the percentage of dropped frames is slowly going down. It's down to 42%. Once it is, like, around 20%, I might skip back over to PNG streaming the actual content. Anyway, like, I feel like I'm, like, low-key going crazy about this Alice in Wonderland stuff, because, like, I vividly remember it being, like, a whole trend. And, like, the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie came at the end of that trend. It was, like, riding on this trend that had already existed. And that's, like, one of the weirdest things about the 2000s. Fuck, I need to go look this up.
Good question. What was Hifumi doing with it? But why though? Hello, Mr. Grimm. Welcome to the stream.
Okay. Fucking remembered it. The Looking Glass War. That's the book I was thinking of. What a weird fucking book. I read the first one and, like, kinda liked it. I read the second one, was sort of on it and didn't finish it, and then I never got to the third one. What a weird fucking trend that was. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do that to a property, like, Alice in Wonderland is pretty alright for that, because it's right for, like, just being fucking weird. But, like, yeah, good, I'm not the only one who remembers that book. I am glad to hear that. But it's just like... suddenly remembering that is vivid.
Now I could see this thing about Yamada being an accomplice going one of two ways. Mm-hmm. One, he is Celeste's simp, so naturally he would work for her. Mm-hmm. The other is that somehow the laptop, it plays a role. Mm-hmm. Although I'm more just leaning towards the former than the latter.
Would Hifumi die for her though?
I mean, he didn't necessarily have to know.
Well, remember
Yeah.
his last words. He was like, if he was working with Celeste, then like he was willing to support her even in like his last moments in order to like throw in that misdirect. So he needs to be like extremely loyal for that.
That's true. Because my first thought was, I don't think the same would work as I had thought for Yasuhiro, where like if Yasuhiro was an accomplice, I could see him being duped into thinking he would survive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Hifumi. I think he's a little smarter than that.
Yeah. The simp has their limits after all. Like, there is a point where that stops. Alright, 35% frame drop. Being able to just like move freely in this stream is weird.
The dynamic between these two, I fear that it will have consequences.
Do you think Seo could make an exception? Yeah, make an exception to her rule.
That, or she wouldn't have to because she'd be the victim.
Fair enough. Or Aoi is the twink.
I don't know about that one.
So, is your like chapter 4 prediction that Aoi is gonna kill Seo? If you want, I can add that to the spreadsheet right now.
I still think that with how much focus Yasuhiro is getting as a red herring, I could see him dying next. Although, I don't know, I could see either happening. Because it doesn't necessarily mean that Yasuhiro has to die this next chapter.
Sometimes, like, there is a thing where sometimes characters just get, focus and then keep going. I'd give an example, but any of them are spoilers for this game. Hey, 34%. %.
Is Yasuhiro thinking?
His two brain cells finally started working together.
Don't kill my boy Hagakure. There's some semblance of a brain knocking around in that skull here after all. He's like, of course it is.
Hey, 33%.
See, the thing I don't know about Sho and Toko, though, is like, let's say they were killed. Technically, you know, killing one is killing the other, but like, as a matter of like who is fronting at the time of death, does that?
Do you think these games are woke enough to consider them two people as far as their death is concerned?
No, but like, somebody would have to be in control of the body as it happens, and even if the game doesn't consider that,
that still would be a factor as far as like what the situation is. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the dynamic of who would kill Sho versus who would kill Toko, or how.
Mm-hmm.
Because like one is a murderer who is like a very artistic killer, and the other one is like afraid of blood, keeps to herself.
I mean, okay. Toko killing someone and then passing out immediately because of the blood, and then Sio running away?
That, yeah, I guess that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The secret behind Aoi and Sio's dynamic is that they're just gay. I unironically ship that.
I do think, though, like, if there's going to be a case, like, I don't think Sho is going to kill anybody in this game. Because we've already seen, if she would kill somebody, how she would kill them. Mm-hmm. And that'd be too easy. There's no mystery to that.
Just announced a new album? Holy shit.
Wait, who did?
King Giz.
Let's go!
The cover art is in the same style as KG, too. This is pretty hype. They released some of the singles for it already recently, but I'm interested to see this.
Also, while I'm over here too busy predicting what's going to happen in future chapters, Chapter 3 is happening.
Yeah. Who did it? Okay, so also on the cover of KG is volume 3. So King Giz are just making another volume of microtuning. I'm not gonna complain about that though.
Murdergear.com/hammertime.
Also, to address Ray in my chat, homosexuals keep winning. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I do have to wonder. Oh, it does exist? Are you talking about the justice or whatever.com?
Yeah, I assume it is. What's on that website? Did a fan buy it, or does like Chunsoft own it?
Yeah, my guess would have been.
My guess is a fan owns it.
Yeah, that would have been my guess. Murdergear.com/hammertime. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Different site. What site did it
So
go
it's
to?
just a redirect.
Mm-hmm. Merchandise for like zombie stuff. That's lame. That's definitely like the most lame outcome that could have had.
So as in like not even related to Danganronpa?
Yeah, that's lame.
That's really unfortunate. There could have been, like, some potential there.
Yeah. Someone should buy it from them.
What was it again? murdergear.com/hammer time. This is the real case we need to figure out. Like, was this site created independently of Danganronpa knowledge? Or did a Danganronpa person decide, like, hey, I'm going to use this to market my shit?
I would assume it like, unrelated.
Yeah. No benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder? But, I mean, working with Hifumi doesn't mean that Hifumi's the murderer.
So I have
the game...
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I'm just saying, the game hasn't given me any information that makes me not suspicious of Celeste yet.
Anyway, I hit 29%, and so now I'm just gonna put gameplay back on stream.
Oh boy.
If anyone wants to check that out. Why did I just remember the Aragon movie?
Can we really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
I think my brain just made, like, the massive leap between, fuck words. Fuck. Yeah, gameplay again. The jump between, Looking Glass War and Tim Burton's Mad Hatter movie. And then movie, book, bad movie, book, Aragon movie. The Aragon movie was trash. Mathwiz, did you ever read Aragon?
No. I think... Weren't there Aragon movies?
There was one. That's what I was just talking about.
I think I might have seen that movie, and, like, as we were watching it, I just fell asleep during it.
It's so bad.
Like, that is a weirdly specific memory, like, I have from my childhood, that, like, there was some sort of book series that had a movie that I watched and just, like, passed out during. And I don't know why I remember that. Of all the things that I can't remember from my childhood, why is that one of the things I remember?
I was a big fan of the books. And even by the time the movie came out, I knew, don't trust movie adaptations. I went in with, like, low expectations, and I was disappointed. Like, it's a really bad movie.
Don't kill Sakura? But it's Celeste who is the killer, so Sakura will survive this round.
Yeah, it's a shame that, like, Aragon did not get a good movie, because, like, those books were good. Like, they were, like... when I say they're good, that's with the caveat that, like, they were written by a 14-year-old. But frankly, they could have been written by someone twice that kid's age, and they would have been like, yeah, these are good books. And I wanted to be an author as a kid, and for the longest time, the author was a huge influence to me.
Oh, I wonder if it's possible that Celeste was the one who took the computer and used that as leverage, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They would each have an accomplice. So multiple people can commit murders? Is that what this is implying?
Mm-hmm.
He made him carry out the first murder.
Yeah, Eragon definitely deserved a better movie than it. But at the same time, I don't think Eragon, like, the problem with Eragon is that, like, you don't need every cool book to be a movie. In fact, maybe don't make all of the books into movies. Like, we just don't need this.
So with how this is playing out, I take it that there is not going to be a new character introduced. Well, no, I can't rule that out yet, because, like, who was in Justice Robo?
Yasuhiro?
Yeah, Oid. Was that the only time, the only proof of Justice Robo being there? I guess, maybe. So, like, how would they have tricked him into getting that shot before knocking him out then?
Okay, I tried to bring my model back up, but unfortunately, it's having issues with, actually, like, getting phone working. Not connecting.
Here we go. The moment of truth.
Mm-hmm. It was Sayaka. Yeah, it's Leon. No, actually, it's Junko.
Oh, Togami siding with Naegi. That's when you know things are serious.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering when this sprite would come back.
Yeah. It's a very good sprite.
Certain behavior. The screaming, encountering the suspicious individual. I mean, that's technically true. But I think encountering the suspicious individual is more... You know what? I'm gonna say this. I have hearts. I want to see what the response is to the screaming.
Worst case scenario, you get it right.
Oh, darn it, there was no response. That's such garbage.
There's not always something there.
Okay, Togami. I just had a very cursed thought that I'm not going to say.
Say it. Coward.
No, because it's very bad, and I hate it.
Say it.
He said the adults are talking, so I was like, Daddy Togami.
There are people who definitely would say that.
Like, show? I mean, it's just getting worse now. You should have let.
Yeah,
you should have made me
made
say
it worse.
You shouldn't have made me say it. Slowly understanding how Toko feels? Never. Although, you know what? That is a weirdly specific... Actually, that's completely unrelated to what I had said before. But a weirdly specific thing for two characters to have in common is that Yasuhiro believes in all the conspiracy theories, and Togami also talks about like the secret society running the world or whatever. Character cinematic parallels.
There is definitely a similarity there.
But would Yasuhiro also be anti-Semitic?
Nope. Well,
just Togami.
He would, but in the way that, like, a lot of people are, in that they don't really think through the implications of what they're saying. It's less direct, but it is still anti-Semitic. In the same way that, like, the Illuminati is an inherently anti-Semitic idea, but that doesn't mean that every single person who references it is purposefully anti-Semitic.
True. Yeah, because, like, I know definitely, like, growing up, I would not have associated, like, I wouldn't have associated the two, because, like, I don't know. Especially when you're younger, like, that's a kind of joke that comes up a lot.
Yeah, I don't fault someone for, like, not getting that stuff. But, at the same time, it is anti-Semitic, and it is important to, like, educate on it. I don't think Yasuhiro would educate on it.
Yasuhiro wouldn't educate on anything. At least nothing useful.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know, maybe Yasuhiro would educate, but all of his information would be wrong. It's like one of those, you know, he's like the false tradesman or whatever. Someone who's like, yeah, I'll teach you how to do this thing. But then when you go to talk to like a real professional, they're like, oh, great, now we have to unteach you all of these bad habits you picked up.
Oh, like in actual school.
Oh.
Something I remember happening a lot in school is, like, learn a thing, move up a grade. No, actually, we taught you a dumbed-down version of this, so we need to, like, tell you what was lies about what you learned and what's real. rinse and repeat for 12 years.
Definitely, like, when it comes to, like, how they would want you to write, like, I think definitely in, like, writing classes, like, that's definitely something that comes up a lot. They're like, okay, we want you to write these essays or whatever this way, and then, like, a grade later, they're like, no, here's why all that's wrong, here's why you have to redo how you're writing.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking
When
more in
it's
terms of,
all-
like, science class.
Ah, science, too?
Yeah, science where it's like, they teach a dumbed down and incorrect version of basically everything when you're first learning it.
Yeah, okay.
And then later on, it's like, no, actually, here's what's right.
Fair. I guess the difference was that, like, I
Yeah.
enjoyed writing and not science. So.
I was mixed on science, some of it was fun. But yeah, science, chemistry is, like, pretty bad for it. Because it's just like, well, you need to make it easier to learn the first time, but that makes it harder to learn every successive time. Because people have these wrong ideas in their mind that they need to correct. Which is why that style of teaching is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't do that kind of thing. It's much easier to, like, learn something difficult early on than learn something simple later and have to relearn it a dozen times.
But it's more difficult from the perspective of the person teaching, is how I feel like somebody would argue.
Yep.
In which case, it's like, no, you just need to be more...
Teachers need to put in effort.
But then that goes even further, where it's like, are teachers paid enough to put in the effort? Are they respected enough?
Mm-hmm.
And then it all just becomes capitalism.
It's also very cyclical.
Yes.
God. Like an Ikuhara anime, the problem is systems.
Mm.
Oh hey, it's been over 5 minutes since I got a new notification about frame drops. Yeet.
I suppose that's a good thing?
Yeah.
Does that mean frames aren't dropping at all?
They were getting 22%.
Ah.
But I mean that seems fine.
Oh, was she the one who pushed so hard on him being dead? But yeah, definitely the part of her moving Asahina away from the body so he could leave. It all comes together.
These trials are interesting when you go into them with a very biased perspective.
Yeah. Because, like, from my perspective, it's like, we're finally getting to this part.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if the game is gonna make me suspicious of someone, you know, like in Chapter 2, when it gave 2 obvious red herrings, it gets them out of the way quickly. So when it's like, your suspicious character hasn't been addressed yet, it's like,
Whereas if you weren't suspicious of her, like, you might just be brushing this stuff off.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Here.
What specifically did she say? They must really be enjoying this. Yeah, that is definitely out of character. Because she is the one who has enjoyed this the most. She's just kind of been living her life in the killing game. But for her to suddenly turn and be like, oh no, we're gonna die.
mean, that is kind of like a fair worry to have when you just watch someone die in front of you, like that. Like, or like, yeah, we're watching someone die in front of you. It's like it makes sense for
Like, if the events had actually transpired as she portrayed them and she was involved in the attack, like, yeah, I could see that being the point where...
It's like, it's a change in attitude.
To be fair, she saw Junko die in front of her and she was more casual.
That's fair. Maybe it's just, like, also the accumulation of, like, having seen now so many people die.
It's one of those things where, like, if that happened with a character and they did kind of change their personality in that way, I could see the reasoning for it. It's just that Celeste isn't that character specifically. Because she is the killer.
Yeah, I mean, Aoi has also been, like, showing a different side of herself recently.
True. And I was over here like, it must be her. And I was like, every time she'd say something, I'm like, why is she acting like this? Because she's the killer? And it wasn't her.
Yeah. And watching you, like, trying to connect the pieces of a puzzle that isn't coming together, that was fun. I see. Yes.
She could only have known about Hifumi's death, but she mentioned two people. Now, do I shoot it there or at a different comment? No? Is it the other way around, maybe?
Yeah, there are times when you need to, like, take a thing and loop it.
Oh. Ah, that's what it was. I'm getting slightly more excited because this means that in the next free time event stream I get to talk to Hina! Because she won't be dead!
not gonna lie, like, you, like, connecting the dots of how Aoi was gonna die, like, this entire time was great. That was really fun. I can't wait for you to do that again next chapter. Are you gonna do that again next chapter?
I would like to hope that she survives with the group, but I don't know about that.
Should I put down your victim guess as Aoi?
If the game really wants me to despair, she won't just be a victim. She'll be the culprit. Because that's what the game did with Mondo.
God, I can't wait for Trial 4. I'm gonna have so much fun with that. That's not an unrelated thought, for the record.
It's either going to be she is the victim, in which case whoever murders her is irredeemable. But if she is the killer, then, well, Hifumi's already dead, so I don't know if there are any characters left where I'll be like, thank you for killing them. So,
yeah, like, the cast that gets, like, past body discovery in Chapter 3 are, like, oh, alright. Like, at the worst. It's certainly better than, like, the characters who survive past the midpoint in later games. Yeah, I want to do more grinding in Arknights, but all the things that I need to grind are, like, closed today.
Oh, I didn't consider that the camera could have a timer, but I guess that makes sense. Or is it possible that they somehow knocked him out and got him to do that pose?
She happens to know it.
There is only one person who could fit in that costume. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. Hifumi and the suspect had been drinking.
Some of the obvious fake answers can be pretty good at times.
Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. But Hifumi's in the picture? It might be interesting to, like, play this game again and, like, specifically going through and trying to find, like, every line of dialogue in the games, like, picking all the wrong answers. And that sort of thing.
Anyway, because I'm bored, I just went and got a new character in Arknights. Because Arknights has a vampire. And she's cool. And as I have said, I'm bored. Normally I can entertain myself, like, perfectly fine by just watching my model move. Because I'm very cute.
But no model.
Yeah.
Because frames. This is homophobic. The stream dropping homophobic. Frames is extremely homophobic.
But at least now I have a vampire in Arknights.
I'd assume we have to be getting near the end of this trial.
Yeah, we're towards the end.
Come on, Celeste, give me an evil laugh.
She's giving you an evil giggle.
Yeah, but an evil giggle isn't quite the same as an evil laugh.
Fair.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And the blueprint specifically designed it to have the arms bend. Oh, couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm gonna go check the guide.
I really like this track.
Yeah. It's great. Danganronpa soundtrack is fantastic, especially the first game. Like, I'll just throw this on in the background while, like, writing.
That's a new sprite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious as to how the handbook is going to tie into this then.
Oh, it is unexpected.
Let's go. Another new sprite?
Yup. This part of the trial is really fun, even though, like, I don't like what's about to come. Just because, you know, Celeste is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, her performance here is really good because it's completely different to how she had been characterized before this point.
Uh-huh. And there's a reason for that.
Oh, no.
Oh?
It finally comes together. What? Yasuhiro, there's literally no evidence implicating you at this point, and he's just like making up bullshit because he can't defend himself. Don't worry, Yasuhiro. After this trial is over, we'll go looking and we'll find you a third brain cell. How he used to talk to us? Ooh, do I remember this? Did he give everyone nicknames? That was... I know Genocider gave everyone nicknames. Did he say
there's a few
everyone...
characters who give out nicknames?
Well, him saying people's last names wouldn't be distinct because everybody does that. Except that would be one of those things where, like, if it was different, the translation fucked it. But I don't think that's the case. For Sirius, a lot? I'm assuming... Is it nickname? The problem with me not ever talking to Hifumi is that I don't know this part of his characterization. Okay, so it's not nicknames. I'm assuming last names then. Okay. That was another one of those, like, should have been obvious. Oh! Referring to people that... Yeah. So it's more... This might be a case where, like, the translation doesn't fully capture it.
It's a bit weird.
Mathwiz facing most difficult trial, trying to understand Hifumi. Were Hifumi and Yasuhiro on a first-name basis?
So how do you think this is gonna play out?
New character? Question mark? No.
Suddenly Celeste isn't the Black End.
Oh, that's not her name? But then how would he know that?
I hate this plot point, for the record. It sucks.
So is the...
Yeah, like, it's fair if you like this plot point for whatever reason you might, but I just don't. It sucks. Yeah, dead naming is a bad plot point always.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I'm like, is this more transphobia?
Yes, they're dead naming a trans woman here. I think, like, I was already headcanon her as trans before this happened, but this was just like, yeah, okay, I can take this far.
Is this how the handbook plays in?
Mm-hmm.
That text being upside down is an interesting touch.
I don't know if you should have read this as, like, her getting dead named. I don't, like, that's definitely not the intent. I think it's more of just, like, a coding that happens here.
Yeah.
Like, that it just comes off as such without really being, outright that much. And as I said, I already, like, headcanoned her as trans before this happened, so it's just like, yeah, that's definitely what's happening.
So the whole time... I feel like this... I'm not sure what they're gonna do with it, but I feel like it could be interesting characterization.
I think, like, I have definitely softened on this plot point since, like, I first played this, but, I have warmed up to it. Yeah, okay, it's fair if you, like her, if you, like her other name, that's fine.
Oh boy. God, this part where I get to reconstruct everything. Well, I know what detail doesn't matter. Like something from the Chapter 2 trial? Also, this thing with the ball from Chapter 1.
Yeah, that's also, you know... Cat Ears Hifumi is an interesting choice.
See, I thought there'd be an image of, like, the hammer being cleaned, but there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not what goes at the end.
unfortunately, this one gets to misses out on like the best part of these sections in this game, which is the really good Celeste art.
Yeah.
Because Celeste literally isn't included. Because, yeah.
Maybe?
These sections get really boring, honestly. Like, the art is cool, but,
Yeah, because it's kind of just figure out where everything goes.
yeah, I think they make it more interesting in the second and third games. There's, like, small bits here and there that they change to make it work better.
Is this correct? Hammer 4. Now, if I hit reenact and it's wrong, does it just not do anything?
It starts and it will go until one part is wrong, if any is wrong.
I see. I think I have it, though.
Yeah, I mean, might as well see. If you have a part wrong, it'll tell you what that part is. Also, feel free to skip through this if you want. Also, like, kudos for, like, immediately catching that Celeste was suspicious earlier.
Yeah, it was like, as soon as she told her story, I was like, hold on.
Yeah, it was like, there was no, like, moment of, well, maybe. It was, like... Yeah, the closing argument songs are also really good.
Yeah.
I don't remember the V3 version all that much, so I can't really say much to that.
Well, so far I've gotten it right.
Oh shit, apparently, Strixhaven leaks started spoiling. I don't think anyone in chat cares about, Magic, but I do. I dislike some of... I dislike a thing there.
And what this trial does also confirm for me is that 2 different people can be the killer. So yeah, that makes sense then how they did it, was both of them kill somebody and frame someone else. Although the plan, I guess, as Hifumi understood it, Hifumi was the only one.
Yeah, working on a commander deck right now, someone in chat. Yeah, so there is a Strixhaven spoiler. I might, like, just talk about that on Twitter later.
It's also interesting because then, with Hifumi committing the first murder, surprisingly he never suspected that, well, hey, if Celeste is helping me here, doesn't Celeste also need to survive? I wonder how Celeste would survive. Oh. And I'm also surprised because I didn't think Hifumi would kill somebody. But he did.
Yeah. I mean, would he have killed someone on his own?
Probably not. But now I don't know. Oof. And what's also interesting is that... Oh, wait, no, never mind. That was why the handbook factored in. Ooh.
Yeah, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
is there a way to hide the display just so I can screen cap this later?
Q maybe?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna, like, hide my model for a second to just, like, let chat appreciate this. Look at that. That is gorgeous art. And it's what Celeste deserves, like...
Yeah.
She gets, like, a lot more, fitting, like, her execution is great, too. Is this the only time that they've done this? With, like, a stylistic art? No, it always has stylistic art.
This is different than what the first two trials had, though. Oh, yeah, the ultimate gambler would have a complex about losing, perhaps. Maybe complex isn't the word, but... How the heck did Kyoko know that a handbook would play a role for that?
Kyoko is omniscient.
Coins. That one trial where I got a C is probably the one where I died. I ran out of health.
Yeah, Kyoko is just super galaxy brain.
Oh, that's right, Monokuma's here. He's been relatively quiet this time.
He's just there, like, enjoying this. So, how do you vote with a lever?
Maybe it pulls, like, left and right, and you pull it one way?
No, but, like, how do you pick?
Well, that's what I'm saying, like, it stands up in the center, maybe, and, like, there's an option to the left and the right, and whichever way you...
But it needs to have 15 options.
Well, I'd imagine they could theoretically... Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it...
Because there aren't any other options.
They replace it in other games with a better system.
Yeah, for some reason I was like, oh yeah, if there's two options, you just pick one of them. But yeah, 15 options.
Yeah, I guess left, right. Like, if there was a, like, screen that we got to see them voting on, it would work better. I mean, V3 just has a touch screen. It's just like, tap the button to vote. Yeah, maybe, like, you vote and the lever confirms. It's just, like... It's a weird dissonance between what is being said and the action that it is correlated with.
Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations. Of course, yeah, that was what failed here.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Celeste at all, it was Hifumi. Yep, she did it. Which would have been alter ego.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very class move of her to not mention it directly, though, because Monokuma's there.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Kyoko, for just, like, actually fucking over Monokuma here.
Yeah. I'm assuming if she, you know, being the spy and all, she doesn't do that often.
Mm.
Either that or Togami placing blame on her. He really is the spy, and that's his redirect.
I want your, like, definitive guess on, who the traitor is.
Because, like, on the one hand, I could potentially see it being Kyoko trying to do, like, a, like, maybe originally working for Monokuma, and then go, at some point, like, growing to appreciate the cast and trying to, like, double-cross him, and, like, so, like, a double agent thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I could also see it being Togami, and the reason he's so gung-ho about enjoying the game and whatnot. I'm gonna say that it's Kyoko, though. I'm gonna stick with that as my guess. Maybe it's also partially cheating because main character. What would be the role of a main character if not the protagonist in a killing game?
Mm-hmm. I mean, antagonist. Anyway, I'm adding this to the spreadsheet.
Oh. So Taka took alter ego, which would explain why there wasn't a scream. Wait, but I thought that's when. No, that can't be because there was supposed to be a scream if it was either one of them. Forced me to steal it. No, so she just took it. Okay, and framed him, taking everything at face value and then being like, "No, wait, hang on." Celeste may be very self-centered, but she at least shows sympathy for the class.
Okay, yeah. Question for chat. Yes, I do have a prediction spreadsheet. That is how I know that you have not been correct once.
Regarding what?
You guessed Chihiro would be the Chapter 1 victim, or the Chapter 1 Blackened. She wasn't. You guessed that the Chapter 2 Blackened would be Byakuya or Syo. Nope. You guessed that Aoi would be the victim of Chapter 3. But, you know, no. And you guessed
but I was right about Celeste.
Yeah, you were right about Celeste, but that wasn't... You had 3 guesses there. You were casting a wide net.
I mean, I guess, but my, like, first guess was Celeste.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm looking up Strixhaven leaks, and apparently Jin Kataxis is in the leak as well as a Kazmina Planeswalker. Also, Level Up. Level Up returning would be so wild.
I'm also just, like, looking around Hifumi's room, and it's like, yeah, that's about what you'd expect. Anime posters, figurines. Ah. Yeah, this is very, very convincing lie here on her part. Good motivation. Oh, so Hifumi designed the costume.
Obviously, he's the otaku.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I still like to imagine that, like, Celeste secretly really likes Precure.
Yeah. I also like that straight and to the point. Why'd you suspect, or why'd you make me the suspect? Because you're stupid.
Yeah.
I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Oh. Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't technically lie about murdering someone else.
Yeah.
Match the lie to the level of the opponent. Of course she did.
Mm-hmm. I like the characterization that Celeste gets here.
It seems like a very Celeste type of thing. And again, like I was not, I guess, not fully correct with the, you know, the details of it, but like to use one murder to cover up another murder.
Mm-hmm.
She might not have been the one who killed Taka, but so instead of Hifumi's murder covering up Taka's murder ended up covering up Hifumi's murder.
Uh-huh.
If that makes sense.
I also just like how we're seeing that she planned to win the killing game. Her attitude towards it was like a facade.
Yeah, so her like playing along, yeah. Just playing it casual up until the moment she decided to strike.
Yeah, there we go. Welcome back.
She had a dream that she wouldn't give up. To live in a European castle. I mean, that...
Celeste is a
wow.
Celeste is a chuny. Like, this is a very chuny dream. And that is all I will say about this. Well, also the fact that, wow, she is very heterosexual. Which is like...
Dress up like vampires.
She is...
Why vampires, though?
Vampires are typically seen as hot. She read Twilight as a kid.
I think this also kind of puts into perspective, like especially with like the different accent, and like the different name, you know, to want to cover up like a past of being kind of nobody or being, you know, even in that sense, like Yasuhiro being, what did she say, like a stupid name or something like that, like, and especially with like the accent, it does seem to be more of like that country style. I don't know, I can't think of the words to describe it. But then to have aspirations to, you know, especially like with how she dressed in the Lolita and stuff, to have that very regal appearance.
Yeah, and like that ties into her talent too. Like, being able to gamble to get yourself a fortune and elevate yourself, like, ties into this very well.
Yeah.
Like, despite her heterosexuality, I really like Celeste.
And also, yeah, the idea, like, not just the dead naming, but also the, you know, the, like, trying to live a different life and, like, completely change her, you know, like, who she is, does definitely work really well for a trans headcanon.
Yeah, it's not quite, like, coding, but it's definitely, like, there is a lot here for it.
Yeah, it's like when you know what to look for. Oh, and like,
That's not the last time you're gonna see that sprite.
Yeah, I know. But it's also like, in this particular instance, like, even though Celeste was the murderer and is going to die, it seems like, you know, Hina still feels like grief for her.
Yeah, Aoi is a very good person. The problem with her being straight is that she's straight. It is, it's a little tautological, but I don't know how to explain it any other way. Yeah, what's wrong with straight people? What's wrong with her being straight? Straight people banned.
I don't fear death. My only fear is that my rage may fade over time.
I find it really funny that a lot of people just, like, completely ignore this thing about her because they want her to be a lesbian. Like, I agree, she is very lesbian coded. The way that, like, villains are typically queer coded and stuff. But it's like, at that point you're, like, throwing out big swaths of characterization. Yeah. You heard the rule in my chat. You need a straight pass to be there. From someone in my chat. Okay, so tautological means that something is tautological.
Oh, that's useful.
A tautology is a sentence that doesn't say anything, or rather, like, explains itself. A tautology is a tautology.
I see. And of course, even to the very end, she's a liar. The ultimate liar.
Yeah. Or I think it's like the Queen of Lies.
Yeah, the Queen of Lies, that's what it was.
She would get along with Oma very well. You'll get that in, like, a game and a half.
Oh boy.
Celeste is mine, wants a bunch of guys to serve her and her eventual wife. I can get behind that. Like, bi Celeste is fun. It's just a lot of people are like, no, she isn't attracted to men, she's a lesbian. It's like, did you play the game? Like, I'm all for, like, out there headcanons, but please, like, don't be actively contradicting the original work. At that point, make your own OCs.
No. beautiful. Ah.
So, for the record, this is my favorite execution.
I think it's also just one of the things where, like, her catchphrase came back at the end there. Or one of her catchphrases. Oh no! This is from the opening.
Yeah.
I see that now. Oh no! Well, she got her European castle.
Yeah. This is a really good execution.
Yeah, that's certainly a very aesthetically distinct way to do flames.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's also like... And then this happens.
What is... yeah, a lot of these shots are really, really strong.
Yeah. So that's the best execution that we will ever get to see.
I could see. I definitely see a strong case for it.
Yeah, she got to live in a castle for the rest of her life.
Yeah,
true. This ties into her characterization so well. While, like, that's the kind of death she would want, except for the fire truck at the end.
Yeah,
like, to be burned, to be, like, killed as royalty, and so on. Because, like, the name, Burning of the Versailles Witch is, like, a reference to witch burning. It's also a reference to, Marie Antoinette.
And she did say that she had a line referencing that person.
Do you know who Marie Antoinette was?
I do not.
She was a French queen.
I see.
During the time when France was very into their queens.
I see.
A big fan. Have you ever heard the line, "Let them eat cake"?
Yes.
That was her. Apocryphally.
I see.
Apocryphally.
Interesting. Well, I was definitely wrong about there being a new character.
Yeah. Which
I guess is to show that the game tricked me insofar as it got me thinking so far out of the box that I was like, they had to pull me back.
Yeah.
Key type object. What did you do? What? Huh? Very good use of this track.
In the background. New World Order is like low-key like Kyoko's theme. Because she says a big thing, New World Order plays.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one especially iconic moment next chapter. Yeah, it's a chilling track. It's so good. So yeah.
For a killing though, it wasn't very despair-inducing. The key would be the key to Celeste's room, I assume, which is where Alter Ego is.
So,
dressing room.
Marie Antoinette didn't get burned at the stake. That's why I said that the execution is a combination of Marie Antoinette and witch burnings. Burning of the Versailles witch. The Versailles is Marie Antoinette, who lived at Versailles, and then got decapitated by a guillotine.
But what do we find? Go on alone. I see.
I like Hunter exams.
Thank you for supporting the correct take. You can't come into my live stream chat and try to turn Hunter x Hunter against me. You can't do that. This is my domain. Hina's so good. I can't wait for her to die next chapter.
Should I put... I'm gonna put that in the spreadsheet, okay?
That's going to be in the spreadsheet for every chapter until she does actually die.
Got it.
I can't believe Hina is a Kirigiri Naigi shipper. Was it really as simple as just moving the computer to a different locker? Just what Celeste asked. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Not something you need to know right now. Worried? Yeah, I definitely, I think even with the protagonist siding with her, which means I'm probably wrong, but I do think that she is probably the spy, but is like
you don't think
some sort of double agent.
You don't think that the spy could have a redemption arc?
Yeah, exactly. Redemption arc.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next chapter. And the rest of the game, but next chapter especially, because I just really like the case.
Oh.
Oh yeah, this.
Oh boy. The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera monitor in it. Very interesting that she would know that. In the storage closet there, way in the back. Way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet. Could Kyoko really be right about this?
So what's in there?
I almost forgot what the controls were because I've just been doing the trial the whole time.
Yeah. There's one button input in here. Yeah, I forgot this scene happens here. Can you see the thing that you're looking for?
Can I see the thing I'm looking for?
Mm-hmm. The door.
Oh. Oh?
A hidden room.
Okay.
There's a lot of books on that shelf.
Yearbooks. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry.
Mm-hmm.
You must not leave. Seen them somewhere before.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember. What do I know? What don't I know? What?
Oh, hey, it's the Mastermind. Also, for Ibar, are you talking about like Danganronpa games or video games in general?
Oh, it's all gone.
Yup. So what was in the student directory that's worth keeping a secret?
Evidently something that Kyoko was allowed to look at, but no one else was.
Mm-hmm. But something that Kyoko was also allowed to tip off Makoto about.
Something about you must not leave. Perhaps, they're in outer space, so if it's as far as you must not leave...
Don't open the fucking airlock.
A sound? The gym? What's gonna be in the gym? It can't be nothing.
So Kyoko is the traitor, right?
I guess I'm gonna be proven wrong. Oh wait, it's gotta be Sakura. Oh shit! Is she doing? Oh wow. Sakura was the traitor?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She hadn't really gotten any characterization other than like being Sakura or being Hina's wife. And being super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Holding something hostage sounds like a motive.
Yeah, the motive to betray everyone.
Yeah.
Not a killing motive.
I'm surprised that they gave that away this early.
Well, that means it's gonna be relevant.
Yeah. And it also makes sense why Sakura was on the chapter cover.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So...
that was a lot.
Yeah. And that's where we're going to end it for this stream. Thanks everyone for coming. This was fun.
And what a note to end on.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, we're halfway through now.
Halfway.
Yeah, for that plot point to be coming up. Anyway, goodbye.